read the show notes. I'm like, I'm up first. So there I am back in T-ball. I'm a fat little kid wearing husky jeans. I'm taking my aim. The ball is sitting right there. How can I not hit this out of the park?
So I went wide open, hoping for a little taste of that unknown. Living in a fast car, living in a fast car days.
All right, welcome back to another edition of Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers. My name is Chad Beard, and I'm a country music artist, content creator, and NASCAR super fan. Joined, as always, by my illustrious co-host, my winning co-host. It was a
Say
heck
that
of a
again.
weekend.
Say that again.
I say winning. Both
Damn.
Races are hard to win, man. They're hard to win.
Co-hosts.
Hard to win.
Let me introduce them to ya. He's the only man in NASCAR history to turn a corporate boardroom into a fashion runway and a pit lane into a red carpet. Before joining the Haas factory team as the at-track VIP coordinator, he was Sony Mobile ES's crown jewel, where his Bluetooth handshake closed $1 million deals and his hair had its own parking spot. He could have retired in a beachfront villa surrounded by gold records and Brazilian supermodels, but instead he chose chaos, charisma, and Cup Series credentials. He once cleared a celebrity entourage with nothing but raised eyebrows and a bottle of hair serum. In a world full of mesh hats and pit crew hoodies, he shows up in loafers and linen like a motorsports Bond villain. Ohio made him, NASCAR polished him, and God himself looked down and said, "This man needs more volume." Make way for the legend with a lanyard, Rick Kojan.
Rick.
All right, y'all, what's up?
Coco. Welcome back, Coco.
Yeah, Coco's back. Legend with a lanyard. And yeah, my hair is getting a lot of run. Follicle Phenom was shouted out at me, and I appreciate that.
I
Good
like
stuff.
that.
It ain't going anywhere, that's for sure.
Nah, stuck like Chuck right there, baby.
I like that. Legend has it, Wake Forest didn't retire his cleats. They buried them in a lead-lined box after he broke time itself. This man ran a 40-yard dash so freaking fast, the scoreboard fried, the vending machine gave out free snacks, and Dale Jr. spit out his sun drop and said, "What the hell was that?" He used to change tires at Stewart Haas with raw power of a pissed-off gorilla and hip action of a Chippendales headliner. If pit stops were adult films, he would have a trophy case full of Emmys and a restraining order from the Goodyear blimp. Now, he's the Hendrick Motorsports IT overlord, stringing Cat 6 cables while flexing muscles looked like they were photoshopped. He doesn't fix Wi-Fi, he dominates it. He once stared at a server error so hard it fixed itself and gave him its password out of fear. He's the hottest thing in the garage and the best looking man on this show. And if you disagree, it's probably because your screen melted trying to load his face in 4K. He's got more bandwidth than OnlyFans on race day, and the biceps sculpted by Greek gods, or maybe just really dirty fantasy you had in a pit stall. He's slicker than rain delay, louder than a Daytona drunk, and more essential than lug nuts on a green-white checkered flag restart. He's the pixel-slinging sex icon of NASCAR, the chromed-out fire suit, server-thumping legend himself, Chris Justice.
Well. That's another fantastic freaking intro.
That was a lot of words. That was a lot of words.
It was badass, though. I really appreciate how you put those things together. Coco, we got a lot going on this week, baby. We got a lot going on. We held up those ones. We said some woos, had some cold beers.
The hat dance, man. It's an honor.
Hat dance.
It's an honor.
It's an honor. So we got a lot of firsts this weekend. A lot of firsts in Iowa.
Oh, yeah.
For those that don't know, welcome to the show. Welcome for checking us out. This is the first time that we both had some wins in the same weekend. This is the first.
Yeah.
I mean, this is amazing. The way you all put up wins in the column, it's like figure sooner or later we spray and pray we're going to land on one of them Hendrick wins. Christ.
But it's pretty badass that we celebrate together on the same weekend. You know, Saturday night, Cheers to you. Cheers to you, Coco. And if you don't know where the Coco comes from, you need to check out our last guest episode. And you will know where all the Coco comes from.
Oh yeah, Noah Gregson will tell you. He knows that story.
Yeah, it was super exciting. I hated that. I mean, I was so jealous that I was not at the track to see you guys and to be there and experience it. But I gotta tell you, just watching on TV both Saturday and Sunday was just absolutely emotional, and just watching the race and the finish and the celebration afterwards in a completely different way through that lens, and just being so proud for you and of you. And man, it's special. I can't wait to get more into all that. But yeah, super pumped. Congratulations to both of you guys. Um, well deserved. It's an honor to get to hang out with you every week. It's a privilege to get to be friends.
We come back
with
whether we win or not, bro.
Yeah, we come back. Yeah, you're the one with the videos and going on like
you're the anchor. You're the lifeboat, the anchor. You bring us back or tie us down, however you want to call it, man. We ain't leaving.
Yes, sir. Cheers to you.
I don't know about all that, but you guys, you deserve all the praise that you got. Thanks to all the folks who lots of outpouring on social media for both of you guys. Congratulations coming in from different folks congratulating both of you. So yeah, exciting weekend. So let's dive in. Let's get into some. You ready for the transition, Rick?
Here we go.
I'm ready. Hold on. Let me put the belts on. I'm in.
Let's do some 3 wide.
3 wide.
3 wide.
All right. Our first topic in the 3 wide conversation. Obviously, we saw a horrendous wreck that truck series driver Stuart Friesen was in last week. We've seen other incidents where we saw Alex Bowman a couple of years ago get in an accident competing. Yeah, where he broke his back. We've seen multiple things go on where NASCAR National Series drivers were competing in other events and get hurt, and it takes them out of their seat in their full-time ride for different periods of time. You have a guy now in a truck series who was qualified for the playoffs, who will not be back this season, who now his team is trying to figure out what to do. He has a team there who has to fill that seat. So the question is, should drivers be allowed to compete in other series outside of NASCAR? Rick, you're up first.
As you were saying that, the last one that you mentioned there that was just announced, Honeyman, right? That was not an injury though, right?
Honeycutt. No, he's not. No, that's so to clarify what Rick is talking about.
To be clear.
They announced today that Caden Honeycutt would be released from his seat because he chose to sign with another team and another manufacturer for next year. So his team at Nice Motorsports decided to release him immediately, and Connor Zillage will drive the truck this weekend at Watkins Glen. But no, that had nothing to do with that. I was speaking more to Stuart Friesen's.
Perfect. And I knew you were. So I'll give you my answer. My answer is they should absolutely be allowed to go be the racers that they are at their heart. However, that is going to come with a case-by-case basis depending upon your contract and your owner. So I go back to Chase Elliott. I think he was hurt in the off season one time, or some down weeks during it, right? And on a ski trip, snowboarding. Do you start, do you wrap these guys in bubble wrap and, start being like, can't do this, can't do this, can't do this. So in this instance, talking about the other racing series, I know we've got many that are in our mind Christopher Bell, Kyle Larson, Ricky Stenhouse. I mean, there's a lot of guys out there that like to go and sling dirt and, be in a race car multiple times a week. I don't think they should be held back from that. But I do think that they will find themselves held back from that as Roger Penske, Mr. Hendrick, Joe Gibbs all have their say in how they feel. So I really think it should be done, but I'm not a team owner. So I think what you're going to see is a case by case basis.
I would agree to that. I think those outside races is what makes them who they are, right? And I think those outside races help dial in those races on Sunday, right? And we see the announcers every week. Oh my God, how did he save it? Well, when you get used to racing on dirt and you're loose, right? You get a sense for the seat and how that looseness feels, and you react different than those guys who never have that experience, right? So those good dirt guys that's always loose because you're on dirt, and they get loose on asphalt, they recover and they handle the car differently than those guys who never raced dirt. So I think it pays dividends. And to your point, Rick, yeah, maybe these guys do have clauses in their contracts, right? Well, I don't know. I'm not an owner. I've never seen the driver's contract, but I would assume there's some type of protection for the owner with these outside races. But yeah, they should continue to race outside. They should be able to go do their sprint cars or whatever they do to keep them, you know, dialed in and locked in. And some people want to go fishing, some people want to go run sprint cars, right? So you shouldn't take that away from them.
Yeah, and you're going to get in a gray area, right? I just thought about this. I'm like, so they can go run an ARCA car, or they can run a truck, or they can
Xfinity
dip
car.
down in the Xfinity series like Ross Chastain did at Iowa. But if it's not under the NASCAR banner, then it's out of bounds because it's a winged sprint car. Or hold on, can SVG, who's on my mind? SVG, Kyle Busch did it. I know a guy from work went down to it. They just ran at Charlotte Motor Speedway in legend cars.
Right.
Racing vehicles can have accidents and accidents can have injuries. So,
Right.
like, where are you going to wind up drawing the line? That's why I think, again, they race. They're racers.
They're
What do you
racers.
got, Chad?
That's what they got.
Well, here is my issue. So I had
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Coco.
Oh, yeah. I love Superfan. Superfan's company's going to say, I paid my ticket money and I went to the race and he wasn't in the race car. I want my money back. Come on. Sorry. That was
so I had a teacher in high school who said, life is full of risk and you're going to have to take risk. That doesn't mean you have to take unnecessary risk. Figure out which risk you need to take. To me, you are racing at the highest levels of racing. You are not just racing for yourself. I understand that you love what you do. I understand your passion for what you do. I understand your passion for all the things that got you there. But if you're a national professional driver on one of these top 3 stages, you're not just racing for yourself. You have an entire team. And, a lot of times it's a lot easier at, a Hendrick, or it's a lot easier at a Penske, or some of these places where they're more well-funded, they're more established. And maybe that's not fair or whatever, but, at the same time, it's the same precedent. Like, those guys have all these people who work for these teams who depend on them. They're the face of that team. These sponsors who have written massive checks write those checks because X driver is the person who's the face of that car and the face of that brand. and you've signed up to be there. I understand things happen. Again, things fall out of the sky. Literally, a basketball goal picked up and fell on top of my car this week and knocked a giant hole in the top of it.
Oh,
In the Muskmobile?
Yeah, yeah,
oh
yeah,
man.
This is another entire podcast, but go
yeah.
ahead.
But
Holy shit.
anyways, what I'm saying is you like there are tons of other people who their lives, dreams, passions, their families, their mortgage depends on you being in that car. I mean, Rick, you're a one car team at on the cup level.
Mhm.
If your driver isn't there, how much does that affect your one car team? If you're I mean, you have a little bit different situation because Haas is your primary sponsor. I get that.
Yeah.
But say if you're Hike Motorsports and Ricky Stenhouse is off doing whatever,
Which
and
he does.
yeah,
He's one of them.
and
He does.
he's injured
Yep.
in a sprint car
Correct.
or a Legends car or whatever he's driving, and now the guy who's the face of your team is not available, and you're scrambling to find whoever to fill that seat.
And they will. The car will run. Yep.
The car will run, but how do you keep the stability? How do you keep people motivated? How do you keep sponsors motivated? How do you keep that activation? This is a sport that depends on majorly sponsor funding to keep running.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
when the stars of your sport are missing, I mean, we saw it when Chase Elliott got hurt. What happened to the TV ratings?
Wow. I mean,
Well,
yes, but you're using the example
But
of NASCAR's favored son, right?
we also
I
saw
mean,
that
but-
when Smoke got hurt too, right? We
but-
had Mark Martin in the car. We had Austin Dillon in that car.
but that's what I'm saying is that you're taking that chance with your superstars.
Yeah.
You see again, that's one example, and I understand he's NASCAR's most popular driver, and that's just one example. You see the fall off there.
Yeah.
And that's just with viewership. Again, we're talking sponsorship. We're talking about people's lives. What happens when those sponsorship dollars go away or they lessen? What happens? They start laying off people. They start cutting back. 2-car teams become 1-car teams, or 3-car teams become 2-car teams.
Or you just shut the doors altogether.
Right. Or you got, we saw it in the Xfinity series. It wasn't because of an injury, but our Motorsports a couple of weeks ago shut down in the middle of the season. Driver split, whatever the deal was there. We don't know that whole situation. But again, if that can happen there, what does losing your primary driver, especially in the cup level, when you're putting superstars who are getting paid millions of dollars to drive these cars? Listen, I know we're not stick and ball sports, but do you think that the Lakers are letting LeBron play pickup games?
Well, I think it goes back to what we talked about earlier. Like, I don't, obviously, none of us have seen a contract, but I'm sure there's a clause in there if that's the case and something were to happen. Like, somebody's protected in that situation, right? Like, you know what I mean? There's some legal jargon
Well, again,
in fine print, right?
for years, Joe Gibbs Racing had a no racing outside of NASCAR clause. They've now opened it up. Christopher Bell is racing dirt. You're seeing. I think that.
But does that come from those guys' backgrounds where they say, "Hey, this is what got me to this chair is this racing here."
Yeah, they wanted to do it for sure. And again,
Right.
I get wanting to do it, but also, again, I understand we're not stick and ball, but once you get to this level, are you going to go? Is there any other major league sport where you're going to go, hey, I made it to the major leagues, but kind of for fun, I want to go, hey, I made it to the Yankees, but maybe next week we got a couple off days. I'm going to go play the minors for a few days, or I'm going to go play a you know a church league softball game.
I
Never
mean,
is
you
that
got
good.
the NBA guys that run summer camps and they play pickup games where they have other NBA celebs come down for these kid camps and they play a game. You can get hurt in that game. I mean, you can come down on the guy's ankle playing in front of some, you know,
Are
young
they
kids.
are they
And
playing actual games? I've
yeah,
never
they
seen
play
them play
actual
actual
games.
games.
Yeah, they play actual games. You can still come down on the ankle and, God forbid, but it can
Yeah.
happen. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. I think I understand the wanting to do it. I understand how fun it is. I just think you're putting a lot of people's lives and livelihoods in jeopardy every time you choose to go do that.
I agree. I mean, yeah, like I said, there's some stipulations in there, and I would be a bet man. If I was a bet man, correction, if I was a bet man, I would say with these contracts, there's some legal jargon in there that says, X, Y, Z in regards to your extracurricular racing, and in the event of an accident, maybe the sponsors don't pay as much or something to that effect. I don't know.
Right.
Like
But that's what
I'm
I'm
just
saying
guessing.
though. That trickles down to everybody else under you. Like maybe, but again, who does that affect more? The guy who's making 10 million a year to drive the car, or the guy who's making 50,000 to work in the shop?
But he's still working in the shop. Somebody else in the car. We keep racing.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and until
The
until the
cars show up.
sponsors, I'm saying until
Yeah.
once sponsorship money goes down, who is it affecting more?
Oh yeah, it's gonna
When it
trickle
when the
down.
when
It's
the
gonna hit the
when the
shop first.
when the budget cuts start, who's it going to affect more? Where's the layoffs going to start at?
Well, it depends because it could start with the driver, and the new driver brings in more money, and the crew guys never change. Right? We've seen that happen
Yeah,
all the time. Driver out, driver in, and the guys keep rolling. So you just never know. It all
yeah.
depends.
I don't know. All right,
I think you're just on thin ice to where you're going to draw the line. And I'm going to ask you one question. I respect your opinion, and I'm glad we always have different opinions. You're now Richard Childress. Who's your favorite driver? Chad Bearden.
Kyle Busch.
Thank you. I'm now Kyle Busch. Season has ended. Can I go racing with my
No,
son Brexton? I cannot. So
no,
my son Brexton is coming up through the ranks. We're going to race a late model out at Hickory. I cannot race with my son.
no. You can go help him. You can go watch
Correct.
him. You
But
can
I
go be a
cannot
dad.
race. Right. Right.
100%. No,
Like
you want
Tiger Woods can't golf with
to.
right.
Hey,
Okay.
look.
I'm just telling you
Here's the
now
piece of
we
paper.
have a
You want to
problem.
go. You want to go retire and
Now we have a
go
problem.
race those legends cars.
I'm
Go do
telling
it.
you,
Listen,
Richard, you're going to have a hard time selling that, buddy. I'm just telling you.
and that's
Where do you
fine.
draw the line? Where do
That's
you
fine.
draw the line?
If Kyle Busch wants to retire and go do that, he should go do that.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay. But
Kyle
if he's
Busch.
racing, he can't do it.
I mean, again, the RCR is a prime. If Kyle Busch gets hurt in a Bandolero,
Okay.
and he's not here for the next however many weeks because he's not showing up to welcome because he got hurt in a Bandolero, how much do you think that affects the funding at RCR?
All right.
They're struggling already.
I got you.
They can't find speed. I mean, if it drove up to the shop in welcome, they can't find
You're
speed
gonna
right now.
run out of pairs of kid gloves trying to protect all these situations. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
All right. The next
Good
next
stuff.
Nice.
the
They're
next
nice.
topic is, should SMT data be limited to other teams during a race? Chris, you're up first.
Hold on. First of all,
Absolutely.
superfan. Hold on, superfan. Please explain so everybody knows our
What
100
SMT is?
followers. Yeah, just let them know what SMT data is and how it works.
So
Because you're a super fan, so
essentially, SMT data is all the
Okay.
data that's coming off the car. So it's your brake, your throttle, your turn, anything that's going on inside that car that can be monitored. It goes into the computer, and currently it is shared among anybody in the NASCAR universe, you can pull it up, you can find it. There's a guy, I forget his Twitter handle, but he's great. He's a great follow if you're a NASCAR fan because he posts SMT stuff all the time. But for example, when Chase Elliott wrecked Denny Hamlin last year, Denny went screenshotted all of Chase Elliott's SMT and posted it online because it's all open access.
Yeah.
So the question
Right.
is,
Right.
and essentially there's no secrets currently. So you can go find everything about your competitor if you want to see how much throttle they're running, how much brake they're running, any of that stuff. You can go look at every other competitor right now. Should it stay that way?
Here's how I pitch it on the tours. Okay. There's a hockey puck in the right rear corner of the glass, uplinked to a satellite. Everybody sees all the answers to the SAT tests. Okay. Chris Justice, not only is he the fastest man, for 16 years as a Demon Deacon, he's now the fastest man on the track at Iowa. He's got a 5-second lead. I can see exactly how he's driving it, where he's lifting, what his line is. The cars actually overlay over each other like a video game. I have all the information in front of me to catch Chris Justice. Go ahead, Chris. You got cut off a long time ago. What's your thoughts?
So here's my answer to that. Absolutely freaking fucking not. Like,
Gregson must still be on. We got the F word again. I love it.
No. So listen. You should not limit it. It should be open access like it is. There's no difference between SMT and timing and scoring at this point, since we've had it for 6 years now, right? So with that being said, like, you can have, to Rick's point, you can have all the data in the world, right? But if your car is not dialed in, it doesn't matter what you have because you're not catching that car in the lead. If your car sucks and his car is better than yours, and you can't drive his line, you're not going to pass him. You're not going to catch him. You're not going to get to the bumper, right? So in essence, to all the sports fans, we're going to do a little basketball analogy here. SMT is like Larry Bird in the 80s telling you he's going to take the jumper off the inbound pass in the corner, and you can't stop him. Hands down. It's a tool. It helps you get better, but you can't disallow it now across the board.
Rick?
Well, I read the show notes, and in the show notes, and I did read them. Thank you for doing them, Chad. It says the always opinionated Rick. So listen, it's okay. Listen, people have called me worse. In this instance, I feel like Chris and I agree a lot, and I hope it's not just because we're both on the industry side. So I want to answer the question carefully. I'll answer it as myself and NASCAR and the fan base. I agree 100% with Chris. It should not be limited. You should spread that information across all the teams just as we do today. No question. Now I'll answer it for Sheldon Creed, Sam Mayer, and Cole Custer. They're probably like, get the fuck out of my race car and stop sharing what I'm up to and what I'm doing. They don't like, and I get that from a driver's seat and a driver's perspective. And I'm not making this up. One of my three did say those words because as I pitch these things when I'm doing the sponsor hosting, they have questions about this, and all the faces they drop like that. Like, they can't believe. And I think even though we've got a super big fan base, I don't know, 75, 85 million, not our podcast, but NASCAR fans.
It's coming though.
We're on our way. We're on our way up. I think there's a there's a minority out there that probably don't know and understand that the sport actually does that. So side with Chris, allow it to be shared. But I can tell you, if you want to play it from the driver's perspective, they're like, go to hell.
Yeah.
What do you got, super fan?
I'm going to agree with the drivers.
Whoa!
I think it should not be shared at all with anyone except NASCAR. NASCAR can gather all that data. And then I think it should be, if there's something in question, that the team should have to petition for that.
What about within the teams? Hendrick's got 4 cars. Hendrick can share within 4 cars.
Yeah. If you want to share within your own team, that's fine.
I just want to be clear.
You get your own team's data. You get your data, but anything else, if say they're accusing you of an intentional wreck,
Wrecking, right?
right? Yes. Then they must petition that, or NASCAR provides that when NASCAR issues that penalty. However, at this point, there's way too much parity in the sport already. Um, I
Too
I
much?
yeah, I don't. I mean,
Mm.
we're running.
Really?
Listen,
We're listening.
Yeah. You got the
we're
floor. Go,
we're
bro.
we're running this
I'm
next
on the edge of
gen.
my seat. Go.
We're
I
running
leaned
this.
in.
We're running
I
this
did
next
too.
gen car that you have to get all these parts from NASCAR. You have to. You have to.
IMSA.
Right. We are becoming all that. It's based on an IMSA car. You have to put these factory parts that you cannot modify.
Yeah, we call it single
Right,
source
single source
supplier.
part.
But go ahead.
Yes. You have to take all these
Mhm.
parts. We no longer manufacture our own parts or put them. Certainly you are seeing more as we advance in this car, the Hendricks, the Gibbs, the teams with the more money and the more engineering figure out ways um to get an advantage.
So you're getting to where you want to go, even though we're sharing the data, is what you're saying.
Yes, but
Okay.
again, there's nothing wrong with keeping secrets. There's nothing wrong with, like, this. We worked hard to create this. This is mine. This is all we have. Like, why not? Why can this not be mine?
Well, it only shows you, Chad. It only shows you throttle, brake, and steering.
I get that.
Right.
I
So it
get
doesn't
that.
show you. It doesn't show you like your front end geometry and your
No,
and these these transaxle gears that we run.
no,
Doesn't show you shift pressures and all that. It just shows you steering, braking, throttle.
I get that.
Same
But
thing that TV shows you without that.
I get that. But they're running that based on SMT data, right?
Before SMT data, they had it.
I mean, okay, maybe they're guessing, but just like they're guessing at fuel burn. Anyways, the same way that SVG doesn't want a camera on his feet,
Highly respect that.
100%.
Trademarked his talent set, right?
Right.
His skill set, excuse me.
So these same guys who are really good at not burning up their tires because their throttle and their brakes, or whatever that might be, or they're know how to save fuel.
Mhm.
Like, why is it that these guys cannot keep their stuff to themselves?
It all comes back to your setup, though. It all comes back to setup and driver skills. For example, Harvick was letting off at the start finish line in Atlanta a few years ago. Mm-hmm. Nobody else can do that. He dominated that race, right? They had the SMT data. Everybody was crying over the radio. Oh my God, he's letting off the gas at the start finish line, right?
No, I understand what you're saying. I'm not taking anything away from the drivers and their talents. I'm not taking anything away from the setup guys and the setups that they do.
But that's the difference maker, super fan.
There is no need to be sharing this SMT data with everybody else. There is no need to share it across teams. There's no need. If that's the case, and if everything depends on if you're telling me, Chris Justice, that everything depends on the driver and everything depends on the setup, then why in God's name are they pulling up SMT data anyways? What's it matter? What's the discussion even about anyways? Because you're telling me
is just simply that, the comparison. Because if SMT data goes down, it's Cry City. Oh my God.
Why? But you just told me it didn't matter. You told me it was irrelevant.
Listen, I didn't say it was irrelevant.
Well,
but I said it comes down to the drivers and driver skills. But those race engineers, when their setup is shitty, right, and they're trying to find answers as to why it's shitty, they go to SMT
Helps
or
them make
OTD, what it's called now.
changes,
And they
irregardless
can
of what
set.
other people are
Okay,
doing.
okay,
Yeah.
Right, and it
so
helps them make changes. Yes.
so how does that affect those engineers if they can only see their cars?
Well, it really doesn't, because if you're shit and you only see shit, shit in is shit out, right? So, but if you have something to compare it to that's better, you can say, okay, so how is he letting off at the 5/8 mark in the corner, or driving into the 5/8 mark in the corner, but we only can go, to the 9/16 mark in the corner. How can we gain that extra to
Okay,
help our driver?
so it sounds like to me, if you aren't able to look at everybody else's SMT, that it makes racing more interesting again because the engineers are going to have to work harder to figure that out.
Ooh,
That
well,
adds strategy.
another layer. Another layer of strategy.
How many unique winners have we had this year in Cup?
Unique winners?
Yep. How
How
many
many-
we at?
Mm.
Where are we at? 11, 12?
SVG would be the unique one, wouldn't it?
We're at 13. 13.
But is that unique?
Yeah, that's unique.
Say
That's
different
how many
winners.
That's how many different. Yeah, that's how many
Oh,
different.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. So many different drivers have won.
Gotcha.
So Chad,
Yes.
we take away SMT data sharing. Now it's just within the teams. How, as a super fan, does that change the season, the racing, and your excitement and involvement in the sport?
Well,
How does it make the product better?
again,
I'm curious.
doesn't it create more strategy?
I don't know what it does. I'm asking you. You want it gone. What's it do for you? Okay.
I think it makes it more interesting.
Define interesting. What does that mean?
Again, why do we got to share everything? Why do I got to give you everything? We're in this world where everybody's got to have equal. Everybody's got to have everything.
Because now you finally got
Everything's got to be fair.
I got you. Where do you want to get to? 13 unique, sorry, Chris, different winners this year. So you'd like to go back to Richard Petty winning 27 races in a year.
I don't care.
Okay,
Listen,
move on. Next, because I'm going to tell you something. You ain't going to get a renew on your $7.7 billion TV contract if we go all Max Verstappen on everybody's ass and he wins 21 races out of 22. Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
First of all,
he didn't say Max Verstappen, did he?
He did it. It was garbage. He did it.
In a world where you can't touch anybody else, you have to move over and let your teammates by. You have to that's a completely different world. That's not NASCAR. That's never been NASCAR.
Richard Petty winning 27 races was NASCAR.
Yeah.
Stop watching the Hutch Pagan pad.
But that was also engineering. Again, why can't we applaud exceptionalism? Again, just like Mark Martin said this week, why have we got, and Chase Elliott?
I knew you had Mark Martin in your court on this.
It was coming.
He hates that.
Listen, we've got to this point where there's no applause for exceptionalism. Like, again, why? So if we have a guy that goes out and wins every freaking race, awesome.
Isn't winning three races in a row exceptional at
Absolutely.
the highest level of motorsports in the United States?
Absolutely.
2 guys have done it this year. How much more exceptional you want?
Great.
Listen,
Do it every week.
He wants 6. He wants 6 in a row.
with no SMT data.
That's good stuff. I like it.
All right, let's get into some checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
Checkers, wreckers, and what the heckers.
What the?
This should be easy.
All right.
we go.
Let's talk Xfinity.
Here we go.
Rick, you are up first. Come on, my brother.
I don't know if it was on purpose. I read the show notes. I'm like, I'm up first. So there I am back in T-ball. I'm a fat little kid wearing husky jeans. I'm taking my aim. The ball is sitting right there. How can I not hit this out of the park? Boom.
Boom.
Yeah, my checker is my man.
Are you wearing it?
My man, Money Mayor, goes back-to-back at Iowa. And I got to tell you, I'm going to get on my horse here because, listen, winning is tough. It's
Yes.
tough. And JRM is tough at this Xfinity level. And Hendrick knows at the cup level, we'll talk about that, how tough winning it is, how tough winning is, no matter what you're putting out there on the track and where you are in the echelon of technology and spend and what have you, right? So Money Mayer gets the first win for Haas factory team. Check that box. Money Mayer gets the first win for Sam Mayer in Haas factory equipment. Check that box. Money Mayer gets the first win for our strategic partner of Ford in the entire season. Ford ain't won a race this year, right, Chris?
Which Rick, to your credit as Ford, you're outnumbered by Chevys and Toyotas, right? So with that being
Chevy
said,
in particular, right? I
you,
think
you walk
yeah.
into the game
Yeah.
already outnumbered, right?
Yeah, they got more guns, more bullets in the chamber.
And every week.
Yeah. Listen, it was the 8th career win for Sam. I'm so super proud of him. Yeah, I'm a homer. Yeah, I wear it. But I'm telling you something. I got a little show and tell for y'all today, and I'm going to get through this quick. At one point in that race, we were running third. Sam came in. He missed the pit stall. We were pit stall number 1, and that was based on getting pole the week before. Xfinity does their metric a little bit different on how you assign pit stalls. Okay.
So you know your pit stall going into the next week.
Correct.
Yes.
He comes rolling in, and our boy Chad Emmons is going out, and he's like, wow, I actually think he's going to run me over. I need to make a decision. Sam misses the pit box. He backs up. Long story short, we come in third, we go out 17th. I watched intently as he drove from 17th to 10th, all on his own, owning that mistake. And it was at that point I said, you know something? I'm not saying we're going to win, but God damn, that 41 car is fast, and he is up on it. He charged back to 10th in like 7 laps, I think it was. It was amazing. Okay. So he gets my checkers, and I'm going to expand upon it a little bit more. I got a little something here for show and tell. Okay, I got that. Everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
That is Jack Daniels Tennessee Fire. I met Sam Mayer at the Haas HFT Christmas party. I didn't know all that many people, as Chris knows. You know, SHR imploded. A lot of people found other jobs other places. I'm kind of in the background there by myself. Sam Mayer's there. He don't know a lot of people. He and I kind of hit it off that night. Great story. Somehow we get to talking, and he's a Fireball drinker. And I'm like, I'm going to change that about you, because I got schooled by a guy named Cheddar, who's like, what, are you still in high school? Don't drink that shit. Why don't you get yourself some Jack Daniels Tennessee Fire? And I got to tell you, for anybody out there that's looking for a shot that's good, it's way smoother than Fireball. So grow the fuck up. So he chugs this in Victory Lane. And when we were up on the stage, Victory Lane, he pounds most of it down, and it just like felt so good to connect the dots on what I told him. I had been carrying this since Daytona. It was in my bag. A couple TSAs have tried to pull it from me. I think it's just makes it under the ounces. It actually probably doesn't, but I give him a little story. I'm like, you are going to win. You're going to drink this. It meant the world to me. The second thing, and then I'm going to close my checkers. Give me the latitude to do this right here, okay? Because I've learned something super important. Chris knows this. He's got way more time and experience in the sport than me. But the feeling of team and the accomplishment of team when you win, I'm going to give it to you quick. Crew chief, Jason Trincherry, right? New crew chief gets the win. I always talk about it on my tours. Listen, boom, here is our head coach. Then from the head coach, you got to have a car chief, okay? TJ Fleming, that's the car chief. All the mechanics report into him, and then up the chain to Jason Trincherry. Real quickly, I got to give you our pit crew, okay? Rear changer, Corey Baldwin. Tire carrier, Chad, bodies by Chad Emmons. Front
Solid
changer,
dude.
Kevin Teef. Okay.
Solid dude.
Our fueler is Ace Keener. That's Ace size 16 shoe Keener for when you're lifting up those 75 pounds of Sunoco 98.
Another solid dude.
And Jackman is Logan Brock. So I give you all those guys. I'm almost done. It doesn't get started unless you get all this shit there. Okay. Matt Brady, truck driver, we call him the Iceman. Because it's a longer distance, you got to take a co-driver. That's JP. And as I come down this list, I think like most of all, I hone in on our engine tuner, Jason Hodling, and then I get to some of those mechanic guys. And the mechanic guys, to me, in particular, especially like Troy Phillips, these guys this is what's putting the car on track. And then I'm remiss if I don't stop and give you one last one. There's an eye in the sky. I call him the angel in the heavens. Tyler Green, that's the spotter. Man, props to all y'all. I got a text from Jason Hodling. Everybody's so jacked up. He's like, Rick, thanks for being such a part of this. I'm like, I don't do shit. I don't do shit. Like, I manage drivers and I manage sponsors. Easy stuff for me, layup. These are the guys who put it all out there. And for every single win in Xfinity, whatever, there's a list of people like this that need all the accolades. Checkers, thank you.
Listen, absolutely. Hats off to the Aces, the Teeves, the Chad Edmonds, all those guys that were part of the SHR crew that transitioned over, that stayed over there to get this win. Hats off, congratulations, hands down.
Yeah.
Much love, much respect. My checker is too also Sam Mayer. This is his first win, but you didn't note this. This is his 13th top 10. 13th. So that means he's been a factor. He's been there 13 weeks over this season. He's been in the top 10.
Yeah,
he's seen the front, right? He's seen the front. It's not just, oh, this is one out of the blue that he won. He's put in the work. The team has put in the work. And for that, that's my checkers.
Great data point. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah,
when you're plus 200 some odd points to the playoff cut line,
yeah, you're no joke.
Even before we won the race.
Yeah, you're no joke. You've been there.
Your point's valid.
You've been there.
Make it a sweep, Bearden. Give me
me
a big hug.
Listen, I told you earlier in the year.
I know.
That Sam Mayer was going to win, that he was my dark horse for a Final Four candidate.
You did.
My checkers, Sam and Haas, the whole crew. Ford finally gets a win, and big checkers to the CW for two times showing my guy Rick Kojan celebrating on national TV. I mean, just so cool to look out and watch you celebrating, jumping off the wall, hugging your guys. I could feel the emotion coming through the CW network vibes on my back patio. It was so cool to watch. Yeah. So yes, all the checkers, I agree 100% across the board.
One of them was Teef, Justice, and like literally is on the wall, and he straight up picked up this 228 pounds, and it was like, man, what a great feeling. And I got to tell you, I've been to Sam in all the races before this, and sometimes he gets out with tears in his eyes because he cares. Like, he just cares. And I've got this weird thing where on national anthem and the car's first starting up where I get tears in my eyes. It's just, look, I love this sport, hook, line, and sinker. And to get it's
listen,
good.
You deserve
those
it,
moments.
It's good.
Those moments
it's
right
good.
there, like obviously this is 20 years for me, but those flyovers and those national anthems, they never get old.
Nope.
Right. And no 2 weeks are the same. And sometimes you can walk into a track Sunday morning or Saturday morning and you can feel it in the air. Like, this is going to be a big day. Yeah. Right. You just know, you just feel it. And you guys put on the show, and you guys did what you needed to do. You won the race, got the first win for Haas Factory. And, those that Xfinity program lives on. It was a proven winner when you got it.
It was.
And it just showed that the program and the good guys that have built that stayed, and the guys that have come in to keep it going.
Yeah.
Says a lot. Congratulations.
All right, let's talk some wreckers. Chris, you're up
Big
first.
wreckers. Big
Pick it up.
wreckers. This
Pick
is
it
the
up.
obvious wrecker right here.
Oh, this ought to be good.
Goes
We're
to
gonna go 3 for 3.
fucking NASCAR. And here's why. We have oil on the track. You don't throw the
damn
yellow.
it, you're taking my hecker.
That was
Okay.
my
Yeah,
heckers too.
go
That's a
ahead.
big wrecker. They wrecked the field almost. You could have wrecked the field. The guy's got oil all over that place. We could have made popcorn with all the corn in Iowa, with all the oil on the track. You don't throw a caution.
He's on a roll, Chad. He's on a
What
roll.
what are we doing? Right? Looks like he was doing a burnout down the backstretch. You don't call a caution. All the smoke coming out of that car. Like you don't throw a caution. But we'll throw a caution because somebody threw a water bottle out on the track. But this guy's doing an oil burnout, and we don't call a caution. And then there they go, selling off, wrecking each other. Big time wrecker, big flop. The biggest flop of the day was NASCAR not throwing the caution when Matt Benedetto's car blew up on lap 222. 3 2s in a row.
Yep.
Crashed him.
He got a
That almost changed the outcome. That could have changed the outcome of the race because now your pitch strategies changed. Guys had pitch strategies. Guys was doing, making moves and had strategies in play. And then you don't throw a caution because of that. But you throw a caution when everybody wrecks.
Yeah, it was piss poor.
Yes.
My wreckers was the 88 of Zillage gets loose, gets into the 9 of Chastain, who had made it 3 wide,
Come on.
gets into 7 of Allgaier. It's like a junior motorsports sandwich in the worst kind of way. Yeah, that sucked. But I did open up the door for Sam. Made the path a little easier. But that was my wreckers. Ricky, I'm guessing that was also yours.
Oh, you're killing me, super fan. People are going to start to think this is disingenuous, and like when you share the show notes, that they actually have the what to say shit on there.
The show notes fans are actually blank.
Yeah, the black helicopters are going to descend on our 100 followers. Now, listen, my records is JRM. Zillage, my boy, my Homer boy, is on another heater. He wins stage 1, leads 62 laps. You got Chastain, who I think was 3rd and 1st in the stages. He leads 120 laps. So it sounds like right now, why does Rick even have tears in his eyes? How did Sam Mayer win this race? I'll tell you how. Because exactly what helped us get there is what Chad said when Zillage gets up into Chastain, gets up into Allgaier. You had a name for it. I just called it the JRM trifecta. What a mess. What a record.
Oh, yeah. Well, Chris, you talked about my heckers. I mean, that was just ridiculous. I mean, Ray Charles could have seen that freaking oil spill. And I mean, what do you, I do not understand. I agree. They throw a caution for anytime they think there's debris. So I don't, there's no way of making me understand this one. I don't get it. Whatever. Rick?
Yeah, we're all in agreement. I have the benefit of being in pit box 1. I can see it. I'm on Sam's channel, and to Chris's point, DiBenedetto gets that. I think he gets a nose full from Connor Day. I don't know what smashed in the front end that
from Corey Day.
Corey Day, sorry.
He runs into Corey Day, and all of a sudden
I have Connor just in my brain because I'm such a super fan. But thank you. And it breaks the oil tank or whatever. We can see from pit box 1. We can see the oil on the track. It's like how they let them roll. But Tyler, remember, they're still racing full speed. This only is 7/8 mile track. So we're talking, I don't know, 25-second laps. I can go back and look. As Sam is coming around, Tyler he's like, there's oil in turn 1, lane 2. And if you watch the replay, Sam and Jesse Love wash up and catch the cars before I think it's Brandon Jones who officially wrecks in the mess, and that's what brings the caution out, if I'm reading that right.
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Brandon Jones and Ross Chastain both got into it.
There you go. Just ridiculous. What are we doing?
Horrible. So my heckers, guys, was your JRM sandwich or trifecta.
Oh, nice. We were all locked in on this one. I'll tell you.
Yeah, that was my hackers for the weekend for the
The
Xfinity series.
the other one that's worth mentioning that thought about putting in either one of those positions
Oh, that would
was
be an honorable hecker.
yeah, was Ryan Sieg right off the bat getting loose and ending Austin Dillon's day essentially right
Yeah.
off the bat.
Yeah, that's tough.
He he looked fairly well in that 21 to start with. I mean, Dillon had a good weekend altogether at Iowa, but yeah, well, would have had a good weekend maybe had Ryan Sieg not gotten into him one like what lap 2. But
Yeah, it was way early.
That was way early.
all right, well, let's talk some cup. Chris, you got any checkers for the cup race?
Well, absolutely. My checker goes to the man in the 24, Willie B, aka William Byron. Runs a hell of a race, starts out strong, takes the lead early, some strategy, some cautions come out late. Got the fuel mileage, you got lap traffic, you got pit side, you got just a lot of things in the mix there in the last 50 laps to pull it out on fumes. Hats off to those guys. I'm gonna be a homer in this situation, Rick, but goes off to the Hendrick boys and that 24 team. They lost 2 races off fuel mileage, run out of gas twice, and they capitalized on this one. Thanks for all the late cautions, Joe. I think that's what saved them. In my opinion, it was the late cautions from all the wrecks and everything there at the end of the race helped save them. The 19 was fast behind them, the 6 was fast behind them, the 12 was fast behind them. But goes back maybe that SMT data.
Uh-oh. Don't go poking the beard. Don't go poking the Bearden bear. You're now a bear. The Bearden bear
helped him in that deal. Everybody was looking at it. Where is he lifting? Right? So they gave the 19 the go ahead to go get him, and he fell back. He had nothing left in the tank. Nothing left in the tank. And but yeah, shout out to the boys. Hendrick Camp, Iowa wins. I love it. Willie B, aka Willie Byron, in the 24 Raptor Chevrolet Camaro.
Yeah, 100%. That was my checkers too. First of all, congrats to my guy.
Yeah.
For getting the win.
Winning's good. Ain't it, Rick? Winning's good.
It's good.
All the checkers to my guys this weekend. Things finally fall the way of William Byron. Started off the season with a bang, and then man, he's just been so close. He dominates the 600,
but he's been consistent.
Comes up short.
Yeah.
Just all these races. He's had 3 races now where he came up short on gas, and finally he was able to stretch this one. So checkers to Willie B and all you guys at the Hendricks Motorsports. And,
much appreciated. Preach.
Yeah.
Preach.
Ricky?
Yeah, I mean this one's a layup. It's a three guy sweep here. Congratulations to Hendrick, Byron, and of course my man Chris Justice. I did have a question though. I mean, they made the fuel mileage play, and Chris is right. We had a flurry of yellow flags, which I'll get into later. I think it's actually under my heckers. You guys had enough. You had enough fuel to smoke the shit out of them tires for a while. So you guys, it didn't exactly run out there. I think you managed.
I think some of that could be, you play the game over the radio, right? You want your competitors to think you're worse than you are, right?
Yeah. So I wanted your opinion on that. And the second thing I wanted your opinion on, I know, is didn't he run like maybe he and Briscoe, but I know didn't he run like the last 150 on the same set of tires? So this tire, and it was
longest run.
What's that?
Longest run of the night was on the same set of tires.
So this was a new tire that Goodyear brought, and I'm like surprised that Superfan's not standing on top of his desk over there because tire fall off was pretty much non-existent.
But I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if they corded or what happened at the end. Like I know you had some guys there.
Oh, he corded them things. He corded them on the
I'm saying before
line.
that though, but like you had guys on long runs prior to the last stage.
Yeah.
That had starting to show cords and stuff on tires. So you know, who knows what those tires look like before the burnout?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because obviously lap times fell off.
True. You're
Was it
true.
because he was really saving, or the car
Right.
was falling off, right? And as we saw in those later laps, the gap stayed pretty much the same between the top three cars, right? So,
Yeah.
there was a lot of things that had to, fall in place there. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? You never know what those tires look like because he did the burnout. So, yeah,
Good job. Those wins are special. What do you got,
Yeah.
Chad?
special.
Well, so another the quick thing that I want to mention in my checkers before we move on that apparently I didn't read on into my notes was shout out to RFK for 2 weeks in a row putting
You're
two of their
killing me. I
Sorry,
had
never
that
mind.
as
Let me
I had
move
that
on.
as a 1B. That's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So 2 weeks in a row, they put two of their cars in the top five. Impressive. Priest looked good. I text you, Rick.
You did.
I was like, that 60 car may win
I'm
this thing.
I'm always
Listen,
rooting for my
Priest-
boy, and I texted you back. I was
Yeah.
honest. And what
Yeah.
cars did I call out? I told you Byron,
Yeah.
Brad, and I said
Brad.
he just didn't seem like he had the lead the race type of speed.
Priest had the best set of tires there at the end.
Yeah,
He just couldn't make up the ground.
Man, he looked fast. He looked
He was
fast.
fast. Looked fast. He was fast in person.
All right.
and I
Six
mean,
was fast in
and
person.
Brad Keselowski
What? Where did he
wins
come from?
wins both stages.
Where did
It's
he
the
come
first
from?
time-
When he-
It's the first time he's swept two stages since 2019. You
Was
don't
it-
have to look it up because I already did.
What happened?
Listen,
Yeah.
that's the first time he's earned any playoff points all year long.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into this, but Brad had 55 total points after winning both stages in that race.
All right. My wreckers for Cup at Iowa was the NBC broadcast.
Yeah,
Let me
you're a
tell
big
you this.
broadcast guy. You're not happy.
This, well, let me get,
Well, wait a
let
minute.
me,
Was it NBC or was it USA?
it's NBC, but it was on USA. So it's the NBC portion of their coverage. They picked up this,
Right.
but USA is one of their,
Right.
This
is where you have the advantage over Chris and I. So tell us what we missed.
Yeah, talk
or
to me.
Made you
all right.
mad.
So
Talk to me, Goose.
following stage one, NBC did not carry any of the pit stops at the end of stage one. They only showed the replay of the race off of pit road, the leaders racing off of pit road, the replay of that, and then went immediately back to commercials.
Oh man, that's shit.
Yeah. 81 laps to go. We have a restart. Instead of NBC calling the race, they put Joey Logano's spotter on the screen and they only play the audio from Joey's spotter. Meanwhile, there is another wreck, because we had a whole slew of wrecks on the screen. So there's no camera looking at Ty Dillon wrecking, and we have no idea that Ty Dillon is just wrecked until later afterwards, because we're listening to Joey Logano's spotter, who after the wreck is, oh, they're wrecking in the back. Like, what is going on there? And then they immediately go from that. They go to commercial, and then they come back and they're going through the, how they do the rundown through the field.
Yeah.
So they say, all right, we're going to do the rundown through the field. Let me tell you how far they ran down through the field before they went back to the commercial.
To fifth.
Top
Sixth place.
Oh, that's garbage.
They got to sixth before they went
Time
back
to go.
to another
That is
commercial.
garbage. That
We
is
Time
are-
to go.
We are now officially back to broadcast, network broadcast. It was the broadcast was subpar at best. It was so many commercials. It was just setting up one right after another. That's my wreckers.
And again, I know I always kiss your ass at this point, but Chad, seriously, thanks for keeping it real. We don't get that.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't get that.
He's up in the Cush hauler front end of the 48 where I went to see my guy, and I'm behind the pit box. So we're seeing what the track feed provides for us. So
Right.
Good stuff.
All right, Ricky, you're up.
I'm wrecking it.
You're wrecking
Wrecking
it.
it.
You ready?
Yeah.
Call the cops. there's been a violent crime committed. The violent crime was Toyota on Toyota violence. It needs to stop. There's no reason that Toyota should be taking on Toyota like this. I think there should be love in the Toyota family and not violence.
This is my heckers.
Let me clarify. Yellow number 6. I number the yellows. I may not be always right because I'm kind of fucking busy down there, but Hamlin spins out. Well, that's unfortunate. At the time he spins out, there's one, Chad, and you watch the broadcast, one Toyota in the top 12, and that Toyota was Ty Gibbs. That was at that point. Let me take it a step further. I believe yellow 8 gets assigned to none other than number 19, Chase Briscoe, who turns Jones. Wait a minute. Last time I checked, doesn't Eric Jones also drive a Toyota for Legacy? Horrible. This violence is mounting, and I'm getting sick to my stomach because I don't like to see this kind of violence on TV, right? Unless I'm watching a violent movie. But it gets worse. John Hunter Nemechek absolutely just pushes and punts Bubba into the wall.
Where did that come from?
I think that's another Legacy Toyota, and I think that's a 2311. Yep, I'm right. That's a Toyota. Okay, now I'm at my wit's end, right? I can barely keep concentrating on the race because this violence is all around me. We're not done. We're not done. Because if we had a trifecta in Xfinity, which you're watching, we already discussed what that was. Yeah. How about yellow 9? And again, don't let that guy tell me I don't know my number of cautions. It might be yellow 8. It might be whatever. It's close. Briscoe into Reddick. What kind of car does Reddick drive, Chris?
Oh, that's another Toyota.
The Reddick slides up into Bell. What kind of car is that?
Oh, another Toyota.
I'm going to call that the Toyota trifecta, and I will end my wreckers with, please, this brand hasn't done nothing to itself. Why has it got to be so violent within itself? Stop the shit. That's my wreckers, Toyota.
So I was wondering, how in the hell did Bubba and Nemechek get wrapped up together? I was like, what happened?
Me too.
To your point there,
it was
super
a hard
fan
hit.
The broadcast never showed how it started. They just showed him like him turning right and putting Bubba in the fence, right? But my records this week is going to be with Chris Buescher and him finishing 22nd last Sunday, which narrowed the playoff bubble gap between him and Ryan Preece down to 23 points.
Correct.
Preece finishing top 5, Buescher finishing 22nd. Now there is a 23-point differential between teammates for the playoff bubble. That's my record.
It's a great point, Chad, because when you and I were swinging on the bleep of RFK, the name that we didn't mention was Chris Buescher. How was that car so far off and never in the mix the entire day? Great point,
Wasn't
Chris.
in the mix. Yeah. That was my record. Point.
Give us some heckers, Rick.
I'm heckered up. I got it. God, I feel really good today. What the heck were we doing with all these cautions? 12 cautions ties our current record. Get it? See how I did that? That's record and record in one word. I get more creative as the night goes on and I drink more Busch Light apples. Most cautions since Texas. Okay, guys. And we had 7 in 55 laps. Okay. Like I'm sitting there in the pit, literally everybody's joking, making jokes. We got 2 laps they're putting up. We got 3 laps they're putting up. We wrecked. Like the team was doing it. It was such a joke. And listen, I don't know what to attribute it to other than my take from what I've seen and heard is this track is really tough. And it's really tough because of that odd repave they did. And I am not taking shots at your boy, Chad Bearden. Kyle Busch was in a bad qualifying wreck.
Bad qualifying.
Everybody said these cars, and we've talked about that on this podcast, loose going in, right? So my ass end's coming around. You want to make a quick correction. Kyle Busch tried to make that quick reaction, and he went straight into the wall at a 45-degree angle. It was horrific. Thank God he's all right. But my point to this is we ran 350 laps at Iowa. So could you imagine for all 350 laps, because everybody was loose in, having to battle this with through the center and then power up off? I don't know how these guys do it. And apparently it's tough because we had 12 cautions.
Oh, yeah.
Chris?
So my heckers is what the heck, or where the heck should I say, not what, but where the heck did Brad Keselowski come from this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
And I say that with respect. Obviously he didn't win, but he finished third place. And this is his seventh top 10 finish in the last 11 races.
Ooh.
Where did he come from?
Chad, has our boy been like on a data pill?
Listen, yeah.
I think he's popping pills.
He's on Racing Insights over there.
He's super analyst.
Seventh top 10 in the last 11 races, right?
Come on, son.
And to top that off, he had 55 points total because he won both stages.
Yeah.
Dang.
And my what the heck is not a bad thing with him is where the heck did he fucking come from this weekend? Because we ain't seen him.
Right. He's found some speed for sure.
Found some speed. The 60 found some speed.
He did qualify up front though, didn't he? He started top 10. He was in the top 10.
Top 10.
Okay.
But what my point is, like, they found something.
Yep, they did.
And it's like, wow.
He was strong. They better, right? Because 55-point days, while they're to be applauded, aren't going to get him from where he is into the playoffs. So he's got to win.
He's got to win. Yeah.
So now he's down to the Glen, Richmond, and then we cut it off at Daytona.
Which is, you might as well go in there blindfolded.
Yeah. Which got super fan?
My heckers goes to Chase Briscoe.
That's part of mine.
I knew that was coming.
A record.
I knew that was coming.
6 poles this year. He has won a total of 0 times when he started on those 6 poles. He ends up second in this race, but he was driving like he just graduated from the Ross Chastain Carson Hocevar Academy for the driving.
How dare you do that to me and trash my melon man? That's not nice.
So now Chase Briscoe has a driving intro. You see how he was starting?
Just because it's nearing the end doesn't mean you can start taking shots. Now that hurt.
On lap 243, he spins the 43 of Eric Jones. Bubba Wallace is kind of holding up traffic there a little bit.
Toyota violence. Stop
he just rams him right on up in there.
Maybe he took a lap before he was in the way.
Exactly 10 laps later.
Oh God, he's got the lap count.
We've just begun to go back to green on lap 253. Right. And both Bell and Reddick get spun by Briscoe, who just drives in too deep to turn 1. Punts them off in there 3 wide, can't hold it, punts both the cars. I mean, what are you thinking? And he said afterwards on the broadcast, like, hey, sorry, that was a really dumb move. Like, no crap, Sherlock.
You gotta try something, right? You gotta try something.
But man, you are not on the Chase Briscoe Christmas card list. Let me assure you of that.
I mean,
you two are not splitting a below sandwich anytime soon.
Listen,
oh my God, you calling the man out.
I like this guy. Obviously,
it doesn't look like or sound like it.
Definitely doesn't sound like it.
Super talented. He's got a really fast race car on Saturday. But dang, dude, just like. I get it. You're in a new ride, but you've won. You're in the playoffs. Save a little bit. Like, maybe you don't got to take out everybody else, especially the guys who are not locked in, who are, teammates or other Toyota drivers.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? In the midst of all the Toyota violence, the crazy karma is he goes on, he finishes second.
Right. He takes everybody else out. Why not? Who else is going to beat him up there? Oh God. All right. We are moving on to Watkins Glen. I put Iowa here, but that was a screw up. All right, let's get into some Call Your Shot.
Call your shot.
All right, we are headed to Watkins Glen, back to another road course.
Yeah.
So let's pick some winners for this week. Just so we know, early odds. Kyle Larson at 600, William Byron at 650, SVG at 650 also, Tyler Reddick at 900, Chase Elliott at 900. The Dinger is at plus 1,000. Christopher Bell is at plus 1,100. Rick, you're up first this week.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yep.
you're up first.
That's awesome. All right, listen, can I say one thing? We ain't done one hecker of a job at picking any race winners. We're over.
we
See
have
the way
sucked.
I tied that in? See how I bring that together? Can I at least say that going forward, just for the sake of some fun, we can reflect on the previous week, we pick our winners and maybe get credit for the highest finisher, which in this case, I'd like to give credit to Chad's pick of Josh Berry that beat Chris Buescher and Noah Gregson.
Noah Gregson finished P29, which was his
He had a
fifth
rough day.
P29.
You were way out on a limb there, but
I
like
was.
the week before when you went with Bowman, so you got to button up.
I know.
All right, so if you guys are agreeable with that, and you're letting me have number one,
yeah, who are you going with? Let me guess. S.
give me an S.
G.
S. Give me a V. V. Give me a G. I don't know how to make a G.
There you
G. What do you got? The race winner.
Mm.
Moving on.
We'll see.
I'm gonna go. I got two favorites here, and I'm kind of on the fence. I feel like, and this is a little Homer moment, but I think like Chase Elliott has got a lot of momentum right now. But I also feel like the Allmendinger can pull one out at the Glen, right? But I'm gonna go in-house because that's what I do. And I'm gonna roll with the 9 of Chase Elliott. I'm gonna roll with the 9. What do you got there, super fan?
Has he won a race on a road course in a next gen car?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I'm not trying to pick on you because I literally love you like a straight up brother.
But I think the momentum they gained
was
some momentum they got going on. I think he finished well in the road course. I think he finished well in Coda. I think we finished well in Mexico there with him. But we'll see. Sonoma, I think he finished well.
Side bet me and you if anybody ever calls us out on it. In your house, Byron finishes higher than Elliott.
You think?
Yeah.
All right, side bet it is. We'll roll with it.
Make it up, Chad. What do you got, super fan?
I am I'm going to go a different way than both of you, I think. I'm going to go the long shot way.
Who was that?
Who was Josh Berry again?
No.
The little specialist.
I'm going to go
Joey Hand.
I'm going to go with a 60 car of Ryan Preece this week.
Ooh.
Ryan has ran well there before in lesser equipment.
Okay.
I think he's on a hot streak right now in better equipment. And we've seen him show flashes earlier this year on the road course. And I think he wants to get off that playoff bubble. He wants to lock himself in. I thought maybe either Ryan or Brad. But I'm going to go with the 60 of Ryan Preece.
All right, I'm going to make it fun. You ready? I got one more. I got one more for you.
All right, what we got?
$20. $20.
Why you always want to put money on stuff?
Because I like money. I like betting.
That's because you have
money
lots
is good.
of it.
Someone once asked me, "It's like, why do you have money, Rick? Why don't you Venmo? Why don't you fast cash or dip cash or something?" I'm like, because I like money. I like money in the drawer, like money buried behind my house. I like money. So this is my offer. I'll have a 1A and a 1B.
Okay.
$20. I will take car 87 and car 88. And I will pay you guys $20 each, and you can have the field.
87 and 88 versus the field.
So
Are we clear?
Zillage and SVG.
Are we clear? My homers doing what they do. Are we clear?
Oh, we're
Yeah.
very clear.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them get it done. So
I don't think they get
You're
it
in
done
for
either.
20 then, C. Bearden,
yeah.
Yeah, I'm in for
C.
20.
Justice.
I'll take you on out.
Also
Love it.
to answer your question, Chase,
Hopefully one of those 100 followers will, get on the bandwagon and kind of, support me.
Chase Elliott last won this race back to back in 2018 and 2019, not in the next gen area.
I didn't think so.
I knew the answer. I was just toying with my man. I love him.
Yeah.
But he has won it twice.
That's great. He won it in an Xfinity car. I'm sorry, a previous Cup car.
Followed by Larson, who won it back to back, and then Byron, who won it, and then Busher last year.
87, 88. Thank you both.
So
you're
again,
welcome.
That which also Busher won this race last year in an RFK car.
He did.
Priest wins it this year in an RFK car.
Strong call.
No, that's strong. Good call. We'll see what happens on Sunday, boys.
That was fun.
Yep. All right. Chris?
Listen, to all our viewers and new viewers, please, please, please smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. Smash it. Bang.
Is that what you did? Okay.
Yeah. Smash it. Boom, boom. Smash it. Thanks again for following and listening. We appreciate you. We need you. We like you. We're going to keep coming back. Smash the like, smash the subscribe, share, tell your friends, tell your neighbors. Go tell the deacons and the deaconesses at your church.
Nice.
To watch us.
I like it. Don't forget, we have another episode, guest episode coming out as well. We have Brent Stover, CBS sports anchor, also ARCA play-by-play guy. So make sure you check that out.
Check him out.
Yeah.
Check him out.
So,
go back and check out that Noah Gregson one too. Watch them back to back. Just let it play.
Yeah, the guests are far better than we are. We're humble and we understand that.
We got lots of great guests lined up. We are.
You do, and it's all a credit to you.
Oh no, that's not me. It's all of us. All right. I appreciate you guys. We'll do it again. See you next time.
So I went